That was mad timing.
Bro, that was crazy, bro.
Yeah. Look, long story short, the more I have, yeah, seen a philosophy and all those things, and just the older I get, the more I think that uh obviously, look, I'm not going to agree with all parts of Islam. It's like you said, there are different um sects of it. There are different fucking um
Yeah.
people that believe different things, but like the foundation of it, the fundamentals, right? Uh,
Mm.
that come across, I suppose, in the Quran, and it's the same with the New Testament. Um, that's yeah, that's really the most important and really all you need to know from philosophy. You know what I mean? And having faith in it is the best way to avoid making the same mistakes as our forefathers have made again and again. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I think that the faith comes from
But the problem I've seen now, bro, is
around
like
you. You know, it
people's
comes.
families are religious, bro, but then they're not religious themselves, you know? Like
I
they
think that,
go on
but
social media and see, oh look, that person
hmm,
is doing that. Why can't I do that? And then they do it. Same thing that's happening to
um,
Mist, bro.
look, I think the thing
Know
is,
what I'm
bro.
saying,
Like,
bro?
I mean, I don't know, but it's like for you, right? Obviously, your
Yeah,
parents are both um probably perfect in terms of parents. Not perfect, but like they're doing really good. You know what I mean? In terms of like what a parent's job is, right? They're providing the things that
yeah,
need to be provided, and they're doing their best and doing a good job at guiding you as your own person through the world, right?
yeah,
And this is always tough because the world is ever changing and the world is full of evil, right? Like the world is literally just full of evil, bro. So to in order to for a, someone growing up and fucking becoming a person and like
yeah.
forming opinions to uh I guess succeed and have the best chance at success, parents are fundamental. Parents are fundamental. Like for men, particularly fathers,
Yeah.
are fundamental. And it's like if you grow up in a religious family, but your father's completely
Right.
unwilling to accept the reality of the
No,
world
yeah,
and won't even discuss uh you know modern shit, and they just go no, and they're hard line and they don't
yeah.
explain and they don't have conversations, like of course you're gonna, and I'm not saying given the right type of guidance everyone is going to succeed, but like most people have the wrong kind of guidance, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's not a surprise to me that
They don't have
that
someone to
happens.
speak to about it.
Yeah, well, I don't have someone that's,
Like a father figure
yeah, like
that would listen to them.
no one likes being told that they're wrong and they don't need to know why and to shut up, you know what I mean? And like effectively that, it doesn't have to be those exact words, but that's what happens to a lot of people, you know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
honestly, bro, the difference between me and like anyone else who's fucking gonna teach you something about a game, you know what I mean? Like I'll talk you through it, and that extends to everything, right? Like I'll
You'll go. Yeah.
I'll explain why I think what I think, and I want to know why what you think. You know what I mean? And if you don't have
Yeah.
that in your life, especially from your father, bro, it's gonna be hard to fucking be okay. It's gonna be really hard to be okay, bro. Most
No, I'm
people
grateful,
don't
bro.
have
My
that.
parents, like
Yeah.
like my friends always tell me I'm so lucky that my parents are the way they are. Me, I
Like,
don't understand, bro, because I've never experienced. But then they tell me, I'm like, bro, really, I'm lucky, bro.
bro,
Like, my
for
parents are so
me,
free, you know. If I want to
yeah,
go out, bro, they don't care. That they say just make sure you're safe.
yeah.
You know,
Make
try
sure
to
you're
stay.
safe and fucking.
They don't even say don't speak to women. They say try to stay away from women. You know, so they're not
Hmm.
saying, oh, you know, you must not do anything. You know, like they're saying just try to stay away. You know,
Well,
my friends are always telling me. My mum's always
they,
telling me, look, I know it's hard that you know everyone speaks to
yeah,
women and that, but you know, just try not to.
yeah.
Like they're very open with me. Where other people, as
And
in like
their
my parents, are like,
understanding of like they're coming at you from like it's opinion and like I guess a level of instruction and shit, but
mm,
it's always through the lens of love, right? Like what is most important is that we love you and you're our son, right? That's the first
yeah,
thing, right? And if they're saying things in that way, like that's how my mom always spoke to me, bro. She never gave me. Obviously, there were hard boundaries. There were some hard
yeah,
boundaries, but she let me make my mistakes, and she would always tell me what she thought. Um, yeah,
mm,
yep, pretty much. And look, I for me, it's like I made a lot of mistakes and had a lot of hard made a lot of hard choices, particularly in my youth, because I grew up in a completely different world to you, Arnie. I'm going to be honest. Like,
yeah,
but my mum, I guess that's what I would say. Just trust that my mum, it's the same kind of thing. Like, if it wasn't for her, bro, I'd be a hard cunt. Like, I would be dead,
yeah,
or I would be like completely. We wouldn't be having these conversations, bro.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's why it's obvious that your parents, and it has to be both of them, because at your age, the father figure is like the most important for a man at your age in terms of uh yeah, that.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you are lucky, bro, and you should be grateful, but you already know that
Oh yeah.
because you're Muslim. and, and it's fucking
Nah,
built in
bro,
to be
that's the
grateful
thing,
for
bro.
all the blessings you have, you know what
Like,
I mean?
I'll be honest, bro. People, you know, that obviously we got told to do that, but not everyone's like that, bro. Like, everyone's
It's
always
hard to
looking
be
at other
grateful.
people.
Yeah. But it's hard to be
And
grateful when, you go home and you can't connect with the people you're meant to be
but bro,
closest with,
my
and
my
then you go
friend's
out and
dad,
fucking
bro.
everyone's, posting on Instagram that they're doing better than you. It would be hard to be grateful if
Yeah.
that was the life you lived. But like Instagram's fake, and
But I feel
it
like this generation, like
yeah,
my generation, doesn't think that it's like we say it's fake, but we don't know it's fake.
I
Like
think that
we treat it
bro,
like it's real.
your
Like,
generation is. See, I understand your generation and the coming generations way more than most millennials, right? Because I'm at the end of the
yeah,
millennial generation, and so I have the same thing, which is how like it's very common to be like, uh, the I want to kill myself thing. Like, what the fuck is the point of living? And it's a meme, but like
mm,
there is it's the meme is a symptom of a real thing, and it's not. I'm not saying people are suicidal, but I'm saying that people are very bereft of hope, uh, and
yeah,
and there's very little. People are cynical, and they can't see much real positive progression happening. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So they have to find it, and they find it in fucking how many views you've got, how many fucking, whatever, how big your fucking titties are, how perfect
yeah,
your hourglass figure is, fucking whatever, how much money you've got, like all this
yeah.
bullshit, bro, all this bullshit. Um,
Shit, that's not useful. No.
and
It creates a complex
it's
in their
just gonna
head.
get worse, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Gen Alpha, like they're gonna be so uninterested in yeah, in
But if
like
people are like that now, bro. It'll probably just get worse. You know?
Well, look, man, like millennials older than me, only a few years older. Like the millennials older than me, they believe in the power of positive change and all this shit. And look, they're wrong. They're wrong because it's like evil, manipulative bullshit. Like, you
Yeah.
know, uh, philosophy or fucking Western politics driven sort of change, which is just fucked. Like, you want to change things like by being a good person and fucking affecting your community. You know what I mean? Essentially,
Yeah.
that's the only way you can do it. And so they're delusional, but they have so much hope.
Yeah.
Literally, so much hope. And like, I have been hopeful, and I still am sometimes when I meet people like Obi and you, and I think, fuck, man, there's
Yeah.
like people in the world who are, good people and are
Yeah.
also aware of how to navigate or equipped to navigate through the evil. But it's hard to be fully hopeful, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like the world does
Oh,
just get worse. It hasn't gotten better yet in my lifetime.
yeah.
So, um, and that's the world as a whole. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And I just try and do my best to make the things around me the best they can be. And look, that's why I was saying I can be hard, because sometimes the best way to talk to some of those men who are pathetic or people who are fucking being ridiculous
Don't.
isn't to just yell at them and tell them they're fucking idiots. Like,
Yeah, but
sometimes it might be better to be softer. But it's hard
yeah.
for me because I've dealt with so much, and it's what I grew up in.
Yeah.
Just literally useless failures of mainly men, just failures, man.
Mm.
That weren't even trying to do good.
Mm.
But look, bro.
I think for me, it's like you just have to have the right guide when you're young, as in a father figure.
Yeah, but it's
You know,
hard,
bro.
bro. It's honestly hard. Like I think I was lucky
Yeah,
that I
obviously.
had the mum that I had, and the only reason that I ended up finding the Shabazz was because she was aware that I needed a father figure that was gonna offer me something good, some kind of
Mm.
like actual fucking functional and yeah, real shit. And so she put me into martial
Yeah.
arts. She put me into martial arts from the age of 5 as soon as I got to a city. Japanese initially, and even the sensei there was great, but very Japanese. So it was really difficult because Eastern Asian is even more foreign in terms of like I guess culturally and philosophically
Uh,
than Islam is to like someone raised in the West. In terms of like proper traditional, like this guy was like a fucking live-in student with his sensei in Japan from the age of fucking 12, and he's just lived like the
uh,
Bushido way his whole life, you know what I mean? And like he was a
yeah.
great mentor, but he wasn't, yeah, he wasn't ideal.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually found Shabazz and was good. But also like, yeah, mum's important too. The mum's important as well, because the mum brings the softer shit, you know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah. Like whenever I get in trouble with my dad, bro, I always go back to my mum, and then she's always
yeah,
there
and
to come
she'll always give you a hug and fucking, you know.
in.
Uh, I mean, honestly, that's literally the yin yang. Like that's how a mother and father are meant to be. You know what I mean? It's like the father is the firm, um, straight up hard fucking lessons. Still fucking uh understanding and all that, but yeah, like straight up hard
But
fucking tough love
sometimes it's also the opposite as well. But like
in
I
different
have
ways though. Yeah.
my friend, yeah, his
Hmm.
mum's very strict. Like she doesn't want a TV, no PlayStation. but the dad is the one that says, "Nah, get a
Hmm.
PlayStation and get." He's like more softer
Yeah, well,
than
I
the mom.
think that that's normal. I think that normally it's the man who's going to be the harder one and the woman who's not. But it's the masculine and feminine. So like in the Eastern sort of philosophy and religion, it's yin and yang, the masculine and the feminine, and everyone's got a little bit of both. You know what I mean? There's softness in everyone, and there's toughness in everyone. And sometimes men are the soft ones, and sometimes women are the tough ones. Honestly, these
Yeah.
days, there's
So
a lot more women who are tough,
yeah,
and a lot more men who are soft. And
but that's because the men aren't experienced, man.
it's because the men like run away from everything, and the women can't.
Yeah, like they're very unexperienced as a man, you know?
But also, like in the West, particularly, bro, like men have been in this place of such privilege where they've really been able to do whatever they want, and like, and I mean, like, look, you know, the idea is the same, but the reality in the West, bro, has been like women holding a home and a family together, while men, go to their fucking job and drink alcohol all day and then go and fuck
Yeah,
a fucking prostitute before they get home from work. Like that's what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? And
yeah, yeah.
they haven't had to be responsible for a long time because of the setup of the West.
Oh,
And so they are weak. They're weak, bro,
yeah,
honestly. Like they've been protected by nothing other than the fact that they're a man. And it's like, well, now the reality is that you have to prove it. And all these men are suddenly fucking, what most of them do, bro, is they whinge. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, it used to be, you know,
yeah,
that, things would be correct and men would be in this. And it's like men were in those positions because they fucking uh, earned it. You know what I mean? And you can still earn it. There are still plenty of men who are in those positions. Uh, but women, look, there's a lot of women making bad choices as well. But women don't have to settle for a shit man anymore.
yeah,
They can just make heaps of money on OnlyFans and look after themselves. That's the reality. And so men are suddenly in a position where they have to be good at something and be able to provide something and fucking offer something.
they reckon why that's the reason why there's more lonely men now than before
100%. Yeah.
because they
I,
don't know how
I
to
think,
manage.
yeah. And I think that the reality is only like,
Bro, that's
it's
some
not,
bullshit, bro. Like, Loki,
it's
that's
the
some.
fault of men. It's the fault of men that every woman wants to be on OnlyFans now. They want that because there's no fucking men out there there's very few.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So why would they not take money from them pathetic
yeah,
fucking, you know,
man.
and fucking look after themselves? Because they're not going to get looked after, bro. Like
Oh,
90% of them are not going to get looked after by men.
yeah,
And
that's true.
it is what it is, bro. Like I think it's the fault of men. Like if men want to say, we're the alpha, we have the strength and the fucking blah blah to lead, and it's like, well, fucking do it, bro. Like create the society you fucking think should fucking be, and it's like, no, I'm just gonna sit here and complain and fucking jack off to uh, this chick on OnlyFans.
But I feel like some women use that also as an excuse, like,
Of
oh, there's no
course,
men like that anymore. As in,
uh,
but they didn't even try to find it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro.
they weren't
I'm
looking
gonna
for
be
it, but then
honest.
they use the excuse like that. You reckon?
Yeah,
Oh,
like there's always
I
gonna be
mean, I'm just
some.
talking shit.
Nah, like
I'm
no,
asking.
you're right. There are definitely. I'm not saying that women are
But
perfect,
you see,
bro. At
lots of the
all.
women I've seen are like they're all
Yeah.
feminists and shit. They think like, oh no, bro, men are always the problem. And
But
sometimes
look,
they're the biggest problem.
as someone who's had a lot of experience with women, not just in relationships and intimately and
Yeah,
sexually, but also like friendships and fucking
yeah, yeah,
extended family.
yeah.
The grand majority, and I'm struggling to think of any that didn't what they truly wanted was just like a family. and a man that was good,
Mm.
and to have that, bro. Because I'm gonna be honest, like
But that's
there's a
sad, bro.
whole there's a whole bunch of things, bro, in humans that are just
Yeah.
like genetic and built in. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
the reality is that like pretty much everything we do these days is like counter to those things. So everything's going
I just
crazy,
feel
bro.
like people are more lazy now, bro.
People
You
are
know?
more,
They want to use an excuse for
bro.
everything.
People don't have to live anymore. Real life. People don't have to engage in life anymore to live. Like they can live a fake life. You know what I
Like
mean?
most people do.
Completely fake. Yeah. They can just live a completely
Or they can
fake
just live a
artificial
double
life.
life, bro. Like a double
It's the
life.
same thing. It's well,
They can live in the
it
delusion.
bro. If you're living a fake
You know, like
life,
Mist. Like Mist is living in the
like
delusion,
Mist,
bro.
like a lot of people on VR chat, you know what I mean, or fucking Roblox, or just online in general, like
They're a
they'll come
different
online and
persona.
they'll be one person, but they're
They
not
get
that
off.
person, bro. They're not that fucking person. Like, you know, they get off and they're like, oh God, you know, I'm
I'm
back in my
myself.
life again. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. You know, when can I go online again and just not
I
have
realized
to
Mist
look
really
and
like
think
that,
about
bro.
these things?
Like whenever Mist will get up, he's always like, can't wait to go home. Like, bro, last time, yeah, when Mist went on holiday, he said he went on holiday, but he went to go Hajj, you know, like Umrah, like, you know, go visit like the holy mosque, yeah,
Hmm.
the Qibla, like the place where the Kaaba is, where
Mm-hmm.
literally every Muslim prays there. He
Okay,
went
so
there,
that I
and
didn't
then
know
he
that.
went
So
there
there's
and he
one
was
in
saying,
Sydney, is there? There's like a big.
no, 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 it's only in Saudi.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I was
it's
thinking like that's weird
everywhere
for
around the
them.
world,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
prays
yeah,
towards them.
yeah,
He
yeah,
went
yeah.
there, and then he said to everyone that he's going on holiday, but he really went there, like some other place. Bro, when he was there, he was saying he can't wait to get home so he can play. I was like, is this guy serious? Like, does he not know where
That's
he is, bro?
insane, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
I was like,
As someone who is not religious, fuck, I would love to have that experience.
bro, I've never been
Just to
there
be in that
before.
place and to
And
be able
you're
to
going there
fucking,
and saying like, oh
mm,
no, you want to come home and play Rocket League? Like, is
bro.
something? Are you like, what's wrong with you? I just did the
I
craziest
don't
sleep thing.
understand
Holy
that.
crap!
I don't understand that at all. To me, there's nothing more valuable than
Like, you turn off the game. The game is temporary, you know. You might play on it for long, bro. When you turn off the game, who are you? You know,
I'm
who
gonna
are you?
be
When you turn off
honest.
that computer, who are
It's
you?
the insecurity, bro, because he doesn't feel good
Yeah, but then
about
make
who he
yourself feel
is in
good.
real life. He feels good about
Sometimes I'd be very insecure sometimes.
Stream, who's fucking a cracked freestyler in Rocket League, and he shows people clips and they go, "Bro, that's fucking insane." Like that's
Yeah,
what makes him feel good. And you know what? That's a symptom of the
it's
fucking.
take over his life.
But it's a symptom of like what he grew up watching. Like the most successful and the best and the fucking you know most happy people are people that everyone is saying are lit for some reason or another. You know what I mean? Content creators. Oh, they're lit because of this or they're lit because of that. It's like the
Yeah,
external
bro.
validation. And people think that, bro, I'm going to be honest, it's really fucked. Because external validation is the devil. Like it's evil to look for. You need internal
Feed
validation.
or
You need
desires.
internal validation. And
It's
you
just
need
sad,
the
bro.
validation of your community. Like people, your family, your fucking, your tight knit community. That's what matters. Yeah.
I think for him, it's like putting on a different name for himself. You know, be a whole different person. You
The
know,
thing
it's like
is, too, like,
like he is. Like,
having,
then, bro, why do everything that you do every day, bro? You know, it's fucking cringe, and
I'm gonna be honest,
you're
bro.
wasting your own time, bro.
It is a lot harder to be a good person. So someone that, say, you know, in your community, you've sought internal validation. You've tried to be a good person. You've um tried to be, you know, a good person within your community. It's much harder to be someone that people speak about in that way And this is what people are looking for, right? They're looking for someone to go, you did a good job. And you know why they're looking for it, bro?
That's not the right thing to do, bro.
But you know why they're looking for it, bro? Because they didn't have it.
Yeah, but
they didn't have it as kids, bro.
It's not even, like, you know, we're not even, like, we're literally told not to even be like that, bro. Like, you're not doing what you want for
pride is evil. Pride is evil,
it's
right? And so bro, it's not even, you don't.
Like, we
I'm
know
gonna be honest, bro.
The first few people to go to, you know, Jahannam, like hell, is like a scholar, a person that memorizes the Quran, and a person that gives like charity, because they did it for other people to say, look how good he is.
It's just like insane.
You know, it's like you have to make sure you do it for the right stuff, bro.
Well, you know, philanthropy has become a whole thing. People do philanthropy to become wealthier and also like famous and respected. You know what I mean? Like Mr. Beast is an example of that, to be honest. And then
Mr. Beast, I agree, bro. You know, give $10,000 to some guy on the street.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's like he is also doing some good, but a lot of the stuff he does is bullshit. And it's not actually
real
positive charity, right? So like he did something where he paid for a bunch of like eye surgery or ear surgery or some shit. Like stuff like that is amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's amazing.
But most of the charity he does, bro, is for clicks and views and clout.
Clip farming.
And it's honestly evil. Like it's yeah. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Shit like that is just making the world worse.
It's for other people to say, "Oh, look at that guy. I want to be just like that."
Yeah, and it also.
But also, it depends. You know, maybe he's doing it to show kids to be generous. I don't know, bro.
No, because if he was, he would make a way bigger deal about the things that he does that are actually good.
Yeah, because I find it like, you know, he just throws away money like that, bro. You know, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I gave it," you know.
I gave $10,000 to whoever put their hand on this, and it's like some fucking, you know, none of these people are really struggling, bro. Like,
bro, usually it's people on his team, like people on his
group exactly, bro. Yeah.
So either way, that money is gonna go right back to him, like.
Oh, and bro, the money goes right back to him because he gets 100 million fucking views on a video that he's got a sponsor on, and he's got AdSense for, and he's got fucking merch, and he's got fucking other businesses that, like, bro.
He has a chocolate brand. He has a food brand.
And everything that he spends in the name of those businesses is a tax write-off. So, like, and it matters way more in America, right? Like, literally, once you reach a certain level of wealth, because the tax becomes so high on those numbers, you save money by giving away a few $1 million in the financial year, because it's going to put you into a lower bracket, and you won't get as much of a chunk taken out of the whole sum. So it's like, oh, we'll give away 3 million, and then we'll be in a lower bracket, and by doing that, we'll save 10. You know what I mean? And it's like, what? What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Gen Z is 1997 to 2012.
What?
Gen Z is 1997 to
2012. Yeah, right. I thought it was 2010, but that makes sense. Yeah, so you're about as close to the end of your gen as I am to mine.
Yeah.
93.
My brother's born 2012, man. Holy shit.
Okay, so is he a Gen Z or is he Alpha? Probably Alpha.
I mean, it's 2012, so I don't know.
Probably Alpha. I mean, even just mentally, he would be Alpha, because he's like 10 now, 10, 11 or what. So like,
but he was. I remember when he was born. I think they said he was like autistic, but I think that was wrong.
Bro, how can they know that when he's just born? They said this when he was an infant.
No,
I guess they can know it if he's fully autistic. Does he have like?
He didn't speak. He was non-verbal. He
For how long?
I don't know if it was for a few years. I don't know. And he wouldn't really make eye contact. But then
he might have high functioning autism, bro.
then my dad would go to like these,
Mm,
sheikhs, like big, very big scholars and that. Ask, my son's like this, what do I do? So he used to send like, du'ats or like prayers and stuff to say. And my
mm.
dad said them, and now he's like fine. They said he now he just
It,
goes like speech therapy, but that's it.
it's also a
Like,
thing of like, look, when it comes to autism, right? Autism and
mm,
most mental illnesses, right? They're not like we can't like take a blood test and be like, oh, you're autistic. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So like
you have to
it's
wait.
just a word that people have made up that um they put certain people into that have a bunch of traits that they think are not normal or whatever, right? And
Yeah,
I would say like it's probably likely that he because non-verbal eye contact, all that sort of stuff, those are like high functioning autist traits, right? But also like there's no if you go, oh, I've got autism, what do we do to the medical industry, to like doctors and shit? They're not going to give you a solution that
yeah,
is good, bro. They're not going to give you a solution that's good. Like what helps is having a good family and having a good upbringing. So like
never.
uh yeah.
Yeah, my dad just went up to a bunch of like, you know,
Yeah.
imams and shit, and all that,
No, he
and
he
they
did it
came
his way.
and
And the thing is, bro,
it
doctors would have
worked.
just instead of him going to imams and dealing with it that way, they would have gone, oh well, psychologist and potentially medication. And it's like, that's not
I
good.
don't know. It's like a
That's
mental
not
thing, but
good.
it's not freaking. It's not a physical. I don't know.
Bro, honestly, it's not even an illness. And I like, look, as someone who was diagnosed with fucking high functioning autism and ADHD, these are just
Yeah,
differences in a person's mind that people have decided are not right. And they've decided that
yeah.
something is right and something isn't. And if you've
But
got
they're different, so we're gonna label them.
yeah, they're just a bit different. Well, it's fine to label, but also like it needs to be treated, and it needs to be treated
Yeah,
in this way. And it's like, oh well, so ADHD, they often can't focus, and they're not good in school. So how are we going to solve that? We're going to give them amphetamines as a child. Like that's their solution,
yeah,
which is insane. Like it's fully insane to do that as a child to a child to be like, here's this fucking drug
yeah,
um, that is like a serious narcotic, and yeah, it might help you, but also it's gonna have a bunch of other effects, like every fucking chemical does. It's like it might do some positive things, but there's always fucking side effects, right?
yeah,
And I don't know. Like there's no right way to deal with what people will call mental illnesses or mental, neurodivergence or fucking anything like that. Like the right way to deal with it is to be understanding and to try and just work with the person the best way you can. Like the same way that any fucking parent would, you know what I mean? If they were doing the right thing, just,
yeah.
I'm just going to do the best I can with this person who's unique, and you know what I mean?
Mm.
And I think the drugs are always like not the answer, to be honest.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
Nah, drugs are haram, bro. Unless like you need to take them.
Well, the thing is that the only time for me that it should be that you need to take them is that it's life threatening. You know what I mean? If you can overcome it
Because
by
it literally is the only way you're allowed as well. If it's life, when like they say,
yeah,
take the oil. What's it called again, bro? What's that like? In the weed. What's it called again? I don't know, bro.
CBD or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. Some type of like my mom used to take this like it's not
Yeah, it's
marijuana.
it's
But it's like this
CBD.
oil.
It's an extract from the cannabis plant, right? And it
Yeah,
doesn't have
cannabis oil. Yeah, yeah.
so it, it
Basically,
doesn't it
cannabis oil.
doesn't have THC in it, tetrahydrocannabinol
Yeah,
8 and 9, which are the chemicals that make you high, right? It just
yeah,
has CBD, which it's a chemical and it does have an effect on your mental state too. It's very not observable, but it's also got a bunch of physical effects that are beneficial in some ways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look,
My mom had to take him.
Yeah.
She has arthritis and shit.
Well, bro, like CBD oils just like been proven through use and through fucking through like testing to be like highly effective for a lot of things. Also like seizures, so epilepsy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
CBD oil. A lot of people smoke weed because it helps, but the thing that helps is the CBD, not the THC. And the THC can actually make it worse eventually and provide a whole bunch of other fucking issues. And look, it is what it is, bro. But I think if there's a way you can overcome your problems, and there always is, unless it's like you're gonna die, bro. Like you're about to die, or you've got some issue that's like with you forever, like arthritis. You know what I mean? Swelling, fucking all that sort of shit that you can treat with something that's not going to affect your mind and be it, particularly things that are addictive. Are just
my friend, that
terrible.
My friend, auntie and uncle, like my friend's auntie, like her husband, he has like some, I don't know, something wrong with him. So they give him weed to smoke, like marijuana. But then my friend's auntie uses it as an excuse, and she just smokes it. But then my friend's like, bro, what are you doing? You don't need it, it's not allowed. Then she uses excuse. Oh no, someone said it's alright, but like, bro, it's retarded.
I'm going to be honest, like weed. So there are a bunch of things, right? So like marijuana, so medical marijuana, like actual bud, THC, that chemical, it just shouldn't be used medically.
But what does it do medically anyway?
So the thing is that like, like all drugs, right? Some people who suffer from like depression or anxiety or fucking have chronic pain have found that it's an effective treatment, but it's an addictive and fucking and also like psychoactive. So here's my problem is that it's psychoactive, right? And so psychoactive means that it's manipulating and like altering the chemical and electrical processes in your brain, right?
Your brain, yeah.
Things like that should not be used to treat things like depression and anxiety, because those things can be treated without any drugs. By going outside and jogging. Cigarettes are fucked. They're amongst the worst. Yeah. Because they're so addictive, bro. They're so addictive. Alcohol is the worst. The ones that are the worst, bro, only are the ones that are legal and people say, yeah, let's go and fucking do it.
Yeah.
And look, I say that as someone who's, I'll have a drink this weekend, but I think it's evil. And I think that, I'm going to be honest, it's always better not to. Always.
Yeah.
And if you can get through life never having done it, bro, it's just, there is no upside. I'm going to be honest, bro. There's no upside. If you want to live a life that is real, the upside is it can help you with your insecurities to be more social. Like the upside is bullshit. You know what I mean? And it's a crutch. And
like it's not like a need. It's not like a must have.
No, but it's also like people use it and rely on it to just like function with things that they need to learn to fucking do without that. You know what I mean? And then it's affecting them neurologically. I mean, some like cigarettes and alcohol affect your body physically, horrifically.
Yeah, it's disgusting, bro.
Among other drugs. I mean, they give amphetamines to fucking people with ADHD. They give amphetamines to people with who are obese and need to lose weight, and it's like, just put them on a fucking diet and get them to fucking go walk. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, fucking don't give them amphetamines. That's fucking retarded.
Easy, bro. It's so easy dieting. Literally,
I'm gonna be honest, bro. they don't care about people's actual well-being. Like, I'm serious, they don't. What they
They just
care
want to
about
find a
is
way to
getting them
earn
back
money.
to work. They just want them to get back to work, bro. Like, I'm
Mm.
serious.
Bro, my cousin has freaking like I don't know why she's so like depressed, bro. I don't know, she's something in her head, bro. So my dad, like